From Riverdale Studios, Sioux Falls, this is a comic book look.
Welcome to a comic book look, issue 74.
Hey!
74.
Next week's a big one.
Yeah, we got a big landmark
Cornerstone
issue coming up next week. Check it out. Some exciting things in the works.
Huge things.
Something different. Something completely different. But this week, we're talking Batman, we're talking Saga, and we're talking some recent reads. And if you want to call back to us live, just give us a call at 1-8766-342-7495, 6740-43271.
Extension 3. But Extension 2, you don't want to talk about that.
No.
But, Extension 3.
We had to start
cool.
sharing space in the studio with other businesses.
But, that's how it goes. Riverdale Studios is getting remodeled.
Squeezing in, you've obviously seen the new format we're going with here. We're off in a side studio right now, just renting some space.
I just had to rent out this
hard
space,
not.
whatever.
We
Came up with a few magnets.
Keep it going. We keep it going.
Keep it going. Anyway, 74 boys, awesome. How you guys doing this week?
Awesome, man.
Great.
It's a breath of fresh air this week is what I can say, because I think the last few weeks we've been pissing and moaning all over Twitter and,
Good.
It's a good week, and I think it's a strong week for books.
Yeah, and I think...
And I'm feeling good about the industry.
I like that you said breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like that because I didn't have, recently I've just been buying, so many books. Yeah. And then this week it was a very smaller week. I had Black Beetle, which I was giving it a try, Batman, and, a couple others. And it was Saga, of course. And but other than that, it wasn't, a huge week for me, which was awesome. And all my reads were pretty damn quality.
Yeah.
So, so let's jump right into the madness. Unless anybody else has anything. This madness is Batman. This Batman is fucking insane, and I want to do a really in-depth on this. So there is going to be some spoilers with this, guys. This is Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman. We've been raving about it, and it just continues to be so awesome. The only downfall is the $3.99 and the... I think
it's worth it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
You get a backup with it, done by Jacques.
Yeah.
I really wish Scott Snyder continued to write that whole thing. But anywho, this book is crazy. So up until this point, this is called The Death of the Family. Joker has been really pulling on all the heartstrings, stealing Alfred. Batman, he may know who Batman is. He knows that he's Bruce Wayne. Some shit has come to light where Batman doesn't want these other people to help him. But, the shit just becomes insane in this book. And Joker takes people to a new level and takes Batman to a new level. Basically, Batman's trapped in Arkham.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get to the Joker. And he has to go through all this craziness to get to the Joker. He's, Joker has people dressed up as Batman. Yeah. He's trying to sift through all the craziness. He, at one point, has this crazy scene where he has to fight everybody on these horses. I don't know if this is a dream or if this is real, but whatever, he ends up in this. And, this shit is so beautiful by Greg Capullo. And at this point, you're going, I'm a little confused, I guess, just it's so crazy, where's this out of nowhere, but it is just showing, all the shit Batman has to go through that Joker's, putting him through, and I just think it's amazing. And the panel... on this scene, we're just having Batman's face right here, and this is the one I'm talking about, boys and girls. It's just done so well. You have just that one panel with no words, just tells so much and just is so beautiful. But he fights through it, and then he eventually has to go through Mr. Freeze, goes through Scarecrow, another really cool panel with Scarecrow. I mean, the
Their
art duty
face.
is insane. I mean, the art on this is just... It's
Yeah,
going to go
a
down
lot of
as-
play with. I did not read this, just a full disclaimer here, but a lot of play with like the colors. Like here we got just some darker scenes from Arkham, and then when things start to look down for Batman back here, let me get a full spread of it.
Yeah.
Right there, we got some some blues and stuff. It kind of makes you feel like things are kind of going downhill there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
And it's
I
a different
love the
perspective
artwork
at
there,
that.
too.
I mean, there's two artists in this that back up is Jock that he just saw, and this is Greg Capullo. But I mean, I just think the lead up to this, him going through Scarecrow, him going through Freeze to get.
Clayface was on there.
Oh yeah,
The Clayface, yeah.
exactly. And who did he go up as? Yeah, he pretended to be Gordon.
Yeah.
To this spread that Skylar showed you with the superheroes that are people are probably, I'm assuming, security guards of people worked at Arkham dressed up as superheroes, and then the villains, Penguin, Riddler, and Two-Face.
Yeah.
And it just at that point you're going, what the fuck is going on? In such a good way though, and I mean I was so captivated at that point. I guess, did you like this issue, John?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's funny because everybody is treating this like this is the creme brulee or whatever. But I think that this is kind of something that I have always wanted to see. It's just something that really pushes Batman as a character instead of one of those one and done 90s episode issues where it gets all solved at the end. This has been building up for a while. This is the party that Joker has been advertising for tons of issues across this crossover event all over DC. And I think that it was incredible.
Yeah.
I love the play of the other villains in there especially. I really enjoyed seeing all, a very strong...
And Joker's just so
cast.
creepy with his face cut off. Oh. And like this panel right here, they have his skin is like a different color than his skin that's attached to him because you can tell like his face is literally rotting.
Yeah.
And it's still attached to him.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting and disturbing.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of this is really disturbing. The most disturbing part is the thing that the doll maker makes.
Oh, the tapestry.
Yeah, where's that at? So there's this.
So detailed,
Oh god,
too.
it's so disgusting, and you're just right here.
The flesh
Okay,
colors.
so there's this tapestry that is made, and it's in this panel. It must be seen right here. At first, I didn't look at it close enough. I just thought it was just a wall hanging with that somebody drew the superheroes on, but actually that's made on live people that have been like sewed together, and they're still living, and it's extremely
so
ruthless, and it's sorry guys, and it's but it's so cool. Oh my god, it's so fucking badass, and but disturbing. You're like
Yeah.
and you never. I mean, I don't know, just to be this excited for me over a Batman book, I just really like that.
Absolutely. Another thing I did like is just Joker has his stuff together. He has his plan together. These other villains are like, well, now that we're locked in a cell, we're going to ask Riddler how to get out. No, Riddler's been, toxed out, whatever. He thought about that. Two-Face's
Exactly.
gun, he calls him out on it.
He knows
that kind of stuff. So he knows, like, all these plays, and it's so neat to see clever in a deadly way. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so
yeah,
it's
I
cool
love
that-
how you brought up that point. I
Yeah.
mean, like, he knows that they're going to go to Riddler,
Yeah.
because he's going to probably be the one who's smart enough to get out of the
Figure it out,
situation.
yeah. That's what he does. Yeah. Solve puzzles and...
Yeah, he solves riddles, makes riddles, and, I mean, he would be the smart one, so
Yeah.
Joker, immediately...
I'll be honest
Takes him
with
out
you
of the
though, I was bummed. Honestly, okay, fine, Clayface and Scarecrow, cannon fodder. That's fine. But, like, Mr. Freeze, I thought, kind of deserved a bit more of a strong, presence versus Die Batman with the, That
Yeah.
would be the only thing, is that I just wanted more ice. And you know how I like shiny things. Mo ice.
Mo ice, blank
Mo
ice.
So, but other than that, I love the issue. Fantastic. And definitely the strongest one I've read.
Yeah, I mean, it was so good. I loved it. I mean, I don't know if I can say it was the strongest book I read this week because Saga was so good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with this book being still 5 out of 5 stars. Whoa.
Excuse?
6.
What the hell show are you on?
Have you been
Are you on
been seeing another show on the side?
What the fuck? Tom,
Tom has been participating in
IMJ
another
just shit
show
its pants. It's like,
on the
Jesus.
side.
What is wrong with me? Why would I ever say that?
I'm offended.
He's gonna show up with
I'm
flowers
offended.
for us next
I am
week.
offended.
He'll
I'm
start taking
fucking...
us out dancing.
Jesus. We're changing the rating system.
We
We're
still
gonna
won't
No.
look us in the eyes.
No, we are
Is
not
your
changing the rating
stupid?
system.
What? I mean, what?
Wow. I can't believe I messed up the greatest rating system in the history of mankind. 6-pack is what I give this motherfucker. Okay? Thank you. Sorry, boys. Sorry to throw us such off topic. I mean, I don't even know. I think we're all flabbergasted after
I don't know
that.
what to say to
All right.
that. Toy Story.
So, what are the ratings, boys?
Well,
T-Rex ratings.
I don't know about
You're
boys,
just looking at
because
the art.
I will give the art on this a 6 out of 6 because I didn't read a word of it. But I read a couple issues back, and how much does this remind you guys of Batman Live? What a great experience! And a similar storyline where they brought Batman into Arkham, had to face off against the
Shout out to Robin,
villains
the
one
actor.
by one.
He's not going to call you, John.
Stop texting him. Really?
It's hard. It's star power, man. Anyways, ratings.
Ratings.
I give it a 6 out of 6.
Oh, boom, all the way around.
Yeah.
6-pack, all the way around.
Exactly.
But that's how we're rolling tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, deep.
Well,
Okay, here we go. Next,
Do it.
Saga. This is Chapter 9 of Saga, Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is the best book that's coming out right now, in my opinion. And it's just an incredible book through and through. It starts off, and we're on the planet Sextillion, and you have this crazy, right away, a one-page splash of this, this crazy, I don't know, sex demon looking like, definitely show, but it's awesome. The guards are holding like giant dildos. They have no heads, except I guess they're on their bodies. But anyway, I mean,
tongue coming out of their belly buttons.
It starts out with that tone. I mean, and these colors are just so good to play over this pop tone of the whole deal. And Brian K. Vaughan never takes himself serious, even though the story is so serious. And just what he is doing with this comic is so good. But we get the two like bounty hunters, a little bit of that are on the cover. They're two bounty hunters. The one is, I think her name's like the Hatch or something. I can't remember. But she has already died. He's having dreams about her, but what his main goal is this: he went to this sex planet, saw this like little girl.
The sex planet.
Yeah, the Sextillion.
Sextillion.
Found this little girl and he's trying to save her. We finally found out who Guinevere was, or Guinevere, or whatever it is. Guinevere is my daughter's name, and
What?
she's like this awesome Mooney, and she
I like her
is.
eyes in
We
here, dude.
got to find out who she was last week, but then this week we get to see more about her. She helps out. She sees. Instead of having to go into Sextillion, she gets the girl delivered to her. They think they're so smart, but really, the person didn't know what was going on the whole time. But then they just end up taking care of business on these guys who are protecting the girl. And it was really cool to see the Lion Cat. And, God, why can't I think of these two guys' names?
Well, speaking of the cat, what a hilarious character, because as they're talking, this cat has like 2 lines the entire time. Just someone says something, lying.
He's called the Lion Cat. The only thing he says is lying.
Lying. He just calls everyone out on lying.
Yeah.
And the Mooney, I forget her name too, but she says to him, "How have you not murdered this cat by now?"
Yeah.
Believe me, I've tried.
Great. I mean, the whole thing is so great. I mean, down to like how witty it is. It's just classic BKV. Down to the last page, and I just want to get to this last page, but they're like, "How do you know that?" They have some feeling from a necklace. Blah blah blah. Who cares? But it's just like funny that this is the last page. It's just like a little girl pointing at you. Obviously in some direction, that away. And it's just like that kind of attitude that they have towards the whole thing is so good. I wish I could think of this bounty hunter's fucking name. But anyway, and this like has nothing to do with our main characters. This is all about the bounty hunter, which is a step in a different direction. But everything goes together so well. We also get to see some of the tools that this bounty hunter has, like this giant sword, like lance thing that he has. Also, we see that his cape can like deflect things. So it's kind of fun to see these subtle things that they never talk about. This is specifically shown and like subtle things that you learn along the way.
I always kind of like that about it's kind of a futuristic sort of book.
Yeah.
But I like when you don't just get your head beaten with the sci-fi, because there's some like Doctor Who. What's that? It's a and it does
it's like pop references all over this.
No, yeah, and I like that. Like another book that did it really well is Transmetropolitan, where what's that? It's a maker. It makes stuff. It makes whatever you want. There it is, done.
Transmet, one of the best ever. No doubt about it.
One of the best books ever.
But yeah, I mean, same with like Why the Last Man is a lot of the same kind of feeling, and that's who wrote this as well. It's just like that feeling of the Vertigo series, like Transmet and Bright. And Why the Last Man that he's bringing to Image, which when somebody asked him in an interview, Brian K. Vaughan, how many issues he's going to do this, how long the issues last, he just said, well, I'm not really sure, but I'm going for 100 issues more than The Walking Dead. So, he's, he plans on, like, writing this forever, and I just think that's hilarious that that's how he answers it. And,
you can come up with a planet called Sextillion and guys that
Infinite
don't have heads and their nipples or eyes and their belly button is their tongue.
You guys, what you're doing is you're giving inspiration for Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah.
Dig.
But another really cool thing that they do is the letter column in this. In the letters, to get a letter in here, you have to physically write a letter.
Did you write a letter?
No, I haven't.
Dude,
you have to.
Let's write a letter.
We will.
All right.
There's no emails, though. You can't send an email.
No, let's write a letter.
Will they accept it if you type it and print it out and send it?
No, I want to handwrite
Yes.
it.
Oh.
Somebody in here got their page written because they did it on a typewriter, though. He goes, thank you for this perfect letter on a typewriter.
That's awesome.
Also, a lot of people asked about page...
It's a lot of wasted paper. Perfect letter on a typewriter.
No, just...
Unless you have the one with the backspace with the little whiteout tapper.
No.
Oh, yeah, we had one of those. I used to
I've never had
on
one
I
of
used to
those.
cruise on that.
I was born in 85, so there was computers by then.
Oh,
My computer was
I work
awesome.
for a small business, and I literally had to work with one of those.
That sucks. Anyway, in this, a few issues back, they had this splash page of a dude who's this giant, probably 100 feet tall, 100 feet wide, and he has this big bone that he uses as axe, but he has the smallest penis ever. He's
So he's
completely
a big
naked.
square?
Yeah, but he's like completely naked. His penis is like non-existent, but his balls are just massive.
Oh, okay.
And they do this giant splash page. It's so disgusting.
You should see the look Tom gave at me just saying, guys.
No, I did. I
still,
look.
you guys, just so you know, I still make less than Tom does on an annual basis here at Comic Book Book. Thank you. Back to
Obviously. Duh. Is the CEO gonna get And
Tom's been running this shit like a dictatorship.
But they have he puts his how he writes, like what he's sent on the script to Fiona Staples for that, and it's absolutely absurd. I mean, so this book, you need to pick up Chapter 9 because it's so good. But you should just pick it up because if you're buying it in trade, you're not going to see that letters page, which is just so fun.
Yeah.
Especially in books like this, in The Walking Dead. A lot of common things are coming up. It's really fun to pick up.
Yeah. You know, I'm sorry. I have a lot of booze going on right now, but this seems like the book of love. So I do need to give a shout out. Chloe, you better keep an eye on Mark while he's reading this nonsense. I mean, Sextillion, come on. Shout out to Fat Stack of Comics, Chloe Rainaman.
Rainaman, Chloe. Mark,
you better behave yourself.
watch yourself.
Exactly. Chloe and I
Fat
make...
Stack of Comics.
Exactly.
You guys better, if you're watching our show, you better be watching Fat Stack of Comics.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey!
Ow!
Ow. Oh, goodness.
Still my ringtone on my phone.
All right. And that is the two main books that we wanted to go over, though. Thanks, John, for putting up with me. He has the trade.
Totally.
He hasn't
And
read it yet.
Ready.
Which I'm
Issue
pissed.
1 was awesome, and ever since then I've been so busy. I mean,
Man, I think you bought like issue 5.
I've been at work though, right?
You bought like a random issue 5.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
it's issue 6 with the leaf
6,
cover.
yeah. But yeah, you're a working man.
I'm working on it. I'm just reading a ton.
All right, guys.
Here's a question in between while we're still on these big two books that we got. So this DC book, Death of the Family, from a newbie comic buyer as far as the big two go. Is this something that'll come out in a trade version?
Yes.
This story that I can pick up later.
They did the Court of Owls
Isn't
in
it
a
little bit more
huge
slow,
trade.
though, compared to Marvel trades. DC ones take a little bit longer.
Yep, they definitely do. But usually for the Scott Snyder ones, they don't.
Okay.
Because
he's a VIP.
Yeah, because they need to get this out. People are wanting them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, but the thing is, for the Court of Owls one, it was since it's like Death of the Family, they added every fucking comic that had Court of Owls on the top of it.
Yeah.
So I don't even think you can buy the trade with just Scott Snyder's story yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
Which
already
is
screwed out of this
bullshit.
entire story because it's on 16. I can't get.
Well, not really, because I
1
mean,
through
you just
16.
come to our house. But I mean,
Well, I
yes,
could do
the
that, yeah,
consumer.
Sure, that's I will eventually, yes, just go through and read this entire story, but
I'm just saying,
I have to have them all in one.
yeah, the consumer though,
Yes.
like that's not you, who has two friends who have all 16 issues. Then you're shit out of luck, man. Which sucks, because you're not going to go back and get fucking Batman 1, 2, and 3, or 4, or 5, or 6 even at your
those-
comic shop. They're
those
sold
aren't there
out
anymore.
They're sold out.
I mean, you might have luck with someone like Deadpool. You'd probably still be able to.
No,
pick
they
up
are.
some
There's a
pretty-
shit ton
pretty
of
old
Deadpool there. I looked for you
books and
last time
stuff,
too. If you
yeah.
want to go pick those up.
Yeah,
But
I'm still meaning to, but
you will
know,
eventually. They have
I'll get
what?
to that once I finish 2, I guess.
Exactly. Oh, okay. 2023.
Yo,
But
let's be on issue like 5 million.
yeah. 2023 comic book. I'll be
We'll
like,
be like 70 chewing
Yeah.
on pipes, like
more like I'll just have this long, wise beard.
Hopefully I'll be skinny by then.
One of us we just like passed out of sleep the whole time.
That'll be me,
Be the show by
actually.
then.
John's on Ivy of Diet Cola.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
All right. So those are the big 2 books, but now we just want to run through some books that we've wanted to talk about.
The recent happenings.
Yep. We all have some different books that we want to talk about, so
Yeah.
let's do it to it, Lars.
All right.
My pleasure, Uncle Tony.
All right. You want me to hop to it?
Yeah, do
Pick
it
one?
all.
Okay.
We
I'm
already
pick.
know
I'm
each
just gonna go
other's.
randomly here. Okay. Marvel Now. You and I, we've had some good nights in the sack, but then we've had some limp noodle nights, and this is definitely one of the Riding Stallion nights, and this is all
Riding
new
Stallion.
X-Men. Yep. All new X-Men issue 6. Kitty
Picture
Pryde.
that, viewers.
Whatever that's baby fingers. Issue 6 of All New X-Men. Such a fun issue, you guys. I love this series. I don't know. I can't explain why. Again, I think that I'm secretly kind of, getting to know Jean Grey again. We're like best friends,
Yeah, you've been saying how much you like her.
I do. I really do. I know, I hate Cyclops, but I love Jean Grey. So, and it's just fun to see all the original characters. It's a neat book. It's clever, and it shows more insight on Angel meets Angel in this one. Just how they meet each other. You guys, I can't sing enough praise about it. And that's the premise of the book, and it's just so cool to see the dynamic of the characters. It's very rich. I think that the creative team is doing an awesome job on art and writing as a combination. So I highly recommend it. I'd give that a 5 out of 6 beers, for sure. Oh, is that the Angel page? Yeah. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, dude. And I've heard a lot of people actually
And a
coming
pleasant
around to
surprise.
the series, and
I
I think
surprised because I was skeptical.
I was gonna say at
about
first
it.
I think a lot of people
Yeah.
weren't into it at all,
Yeah,
but apparently that's not the case anymore.
yeah. So I was pretty excited.
Oh, and you get a free digital copy of Alpha.
Cool.
Oh, I do.
It is a free
I
digital
probably
copy
will
offer
check that out.
in this book.
Did you cash in on the free Star Wars digital issue?
No. Should I?
did. Yeah. Why not?
What was that? The same one that I bought?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Thanks, John, for paying attention. It was like on page 16.
But I
randomly,
like
though.
that cover though.
Oh,
of
Alex
the
Ross.
Star Wars?
Yeah, Alex Ross cover.
And there's a free
telling you,
digital
it's good.
copy then.
Yeah.
I can still do that. Well, then I'm not
it's
worried
good for,
about
like,
it.
7
renewable
months.
for all time. Yeah.
No, it says like 10 months or something. Whatever.
By the way, you may have noticed that big CEO Hollywood over here, with all of his bundles of cash,
Oh, no.
picked up a new toy that he's been playing with on camera. He doesn't even care if we're filming anymore. He's just playing around, checking his Twitter.
What's up
Yeah,
with
dude,
that?
I fucking love my
Slide,
iPad.
slide,
I seriously
slide.
do. I mean, comics galore, boys and girls. It's about the size of a comic, and I do really like my iPad. Thank you,
Yeah.
My dad got it for me for Christmas. I was like, I need a tablet for Christmas, so I bought Jenna a fucking Fire, and lo and behold, my dad's buys
Dude, I
this
bet
up.
she rocks the shit out of that.
Dude,
too,
it's actually awesome that she has a Fire now.
Yeah.
That's my wife, Jenna. Because then
She's
the
part of
iPad's mine,
She's
and
part of the
hers is
comic
yours.
book.
Yours, yeah.
and she gets the Fire. She's like, I like my Fire. I'm like, good, like that, because this is
good
mine.
because this one works a little bit differently. You wouldn't be able to figure
Is she
it
ever
out.
going
Just
to be
keep
on
your
the
hands
show
up.
with us?
Yeah, she will. She's pregnant, guys. She's pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can we get her on the show, though?
Sometime.
That'd be awesome. I know she doesn't want to.
She loves comics so much.
No. But we
Does
can
she?
talk about
No.
talk about themes in comics.
I shouldn't
Right?
say that. She likes comics. I mean, she supports me in comics, but I
Right.
mean, like, she's never read a comic
Wasn't
book.
she behind the comic book glass? The glass that you got, though, with the comic book look,
Yeah.
she was behind that. So
Exactly.
she supports the movement.
She buys me comics all the time for any birthday, holiday, anything. She buys me comics.
She puts up with us
Every
being
single
exercised
week.
after week.
Except when our house, our house. Who am I kidding? Riverdale Studios is being remodeled,
Yeah.
such as this week. There also might be a pregnant lady there that
Yeah.
maybe doesn't want us there.
Yeah.
But
she's so
we gotta
awesome,
let her get a
man.
rest.
yeah, we do. But that's okay. We'll be back in a little bit.
No,
with
and that's.
my baby Linus. I
But
think
back
that's
to
what I'm
back
gonna
to the
name
iPad, it is such a nice because you came in and I took a look at Tom had a Dark Horse #1. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Oh.
And I'm sitting here flipping my pages, and here's Tom over here and
Very
pulls out his
sophisticated.
iPad,
Very sophisticated.
and
mind
he's reading page by page and just smirking with a satisfaction that I've never seen before
It was a new
as
one.
he slides through his
He had kind of a
comic
Bill
book.
Gates swagger.
But you know,
what
I mean-
book was that you were reading?
I was reading Savage Wolverine.
It's almost academic.
Which, to be honest, I just wanted to get it because Savage Wolverine, it's going to be really savage. I fucking looked at the cover. It's anything but savage.
Dude, Shauna's tatas were pretty savage.
But yeah, all it was is
Shout out
it's
to
by
the-
Frank Cho, or Cho, and so I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but I mean, this is the cover. It's like anything but savage. I got that cover, I was like, this is going to be fucking dumb, and it was. And I mean, it was just like, they mean savage as in Savage Land, and I should have fucking known that. But
Yeah. Wait,
Anyway.
hold up. What's that cover?
Oh! We gotta go this way so we can see the both of us.
snap.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, because it cut me off the other way.
Yeah, it kind of does cut you off the other way, You go this way.
Head's covered by
No,
icon.
just a little bit.
I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
Sorry, John.
That's-
Whiner.
I know.
All right, we
Found
gotta.
the one
such a
picture
diva.
I wasn't in and put it on his back.
Did
I
you
get
were
it.
in the other picture?
I get it.
The one picture you were in, you had your back to the camera because at that
That's
point.
true at that con.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we're still
The
playing the ghost
mystery,
character.
the mystery
Yeah.
card.
All right, next book.
Good
Next book,
surprise.
Black Beetle. Let's do it up. This is Guy's book.
Black Beetle, a Dark Horse #1. Tom picked this one up. I'll let you in on that one. A number one on an indie book. Tom's going through the store. He'll pick it up. I'm the same way. If I would have got there today, I'm pre-fishing for an ice fishing tournament, so I'm a little preoccupied at the moment. But Tom walks in with a Dark Horse #1. I'm gonna read it. We pushed back filming today so I could read this book. What a fun book. I mean, you get your little intro of superhero sitting on a roof with his little interceptor radio. Just listen to police scanners waiting for something to happen. Or so you think.
Yeah.
But he already knows what he's on about. And here we have the splash page, the description, the newspapers. One of the classic things, you bring in the news about these mob bosses, the bad guys, things like that. And then it's basically just the action really starts from there because the Black Beetle starts tranquilizing all the guards.
And I
He
just
swoops
want,
in.
as you say that, they introduce, the second page is a splash page introducing the bad guys. I mean, just
Yep.
flat out in the most pulpy style you can imagine, introducing the bad guys.
Just big splash.
So, I mean, there's no, slow introductions. There's no decompression at all. I mean, shit is, they're just this is how it is.
He's on the roof, bad guys, action
Yeah.
on the third page. So he's tranking the guards, he's moving in to figure out what he can. And the panels on this are just cool because they're not the same on every page.
The layouts are insane.
And they really add to the action.
Colors.
The way they progress is really easy to follow, but they're all in different styles. And it's hard to get that, where it's easy to follow all these different styles of this. But the whole story almost, there's a handful of word bubbles on a page. Almost the entire story is told just with the art.
Yeah, because this is Francis Francavilla, I think is how you pronounce his name. I have, loved his art for a long time. He's writing and drawing this book and created this character of the Black Beetle. And I haven't read anything else before. I think there was a one-shot before this one. But, I just thought this was outstanding in the most... But understand, this is almost like a book that came out in the 70s. It feels like a really old book. It's very...
Really pulp action, like a really pulpy and a really noir feel.
I want to. There's there's a couple panels I would like to just kind of go through, how pulpy it really is. Some of the dialogue is just a little bit absurd. First of all, just this last page, look how pulpy that is. The protagonist is getting captured by the cops, and the bad guy's getting away in a boat, and they're out on Alcatraz Island. It's just absurdly pulpy, but just so good. But here it is. Oh, Black Beetle pulls up in this crazy car. And this little kid, he goes, "Are you from outer space, mister?" "Ha, no, I'm just a regular Joe, and I'm very grateful for your help. I owe you, kid. I'll see you around." That's just... That's so awesome, funny, dude. That's in the middle of it, and that's how it goes the whole time. But it just has that feeling. But this is such a weird book.
It's just a really lighthearted but dark noir feel book, and it's such a weird prospect because dark noir books are always so serious. She came into my office crying.
It was raining. Cats and dogs outside.
I knew something.
It's been a week without fucking.
It must
paycheck.
have been a man in her life. Just all this really serious, but then you get this dark noir that's just got the Pulp Fiction fun to it, and it looks to be a really
almost as fun
book.
as this cover.
Hey.
Okay. Sorry. You love that cover, John.
The fact that I have all the X Factor lying around,
just off of the kitchen,
homework.
just kitchen. Laying around at our
renting
studios. Hey, this is our new studio we're just printing. This isn't John's apartment, okay? But seriously though, Black Beetle, it was a good read though.
Yeah, you may or may not have seen this apartment on ACBL Crips. I don't know the number.
I'm not gonna
but
say.
If you fish back through our episodes, you'll find it.
God. What am I doing in your place?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're doing
my place. I don't know.
When we're doing my place, we're doing my place next week.
Yeah, we are, dude.
My house.
70 Fizzle. Okay, I'm gonna run through a few books. We'll do that one together. This came out a couple days, 2 weeks ago. Infinite Vacation number 5. I think it has been about 11 months since Infinite Vacation number 4 came out. This is a more than double issue. It's fucking $5.99, which I didn't notice until I got it home.
That was so long ago. I read the last issue.
Yeah, I think you might have.
I know I did. I might have read the last 3.
Which
dope though.
Everything is very crazy, and it actually tells a pretty good story and winds up in a good love story, and kind of weird things happen. And I actually enjoyed it. I did. Nick Spencer has been shit for a while at Marvel, but love it.
Dude, this page.
Yeah, well, first we'll get to this page. But they had just really cool things like this amazing splash. The colors and art. Well, it's over now. And it took fucking 3 years. It took 3 years to come out. Though. Yeah, totally. Yeah. But then you get this page that goes to this page, that goes to this page, that goes to this page, if you can consider this page 2 comic pages of art. One little dot. But that's fine. Into this page, it gets bigger, grows into a person stirring coffee. It's the girl of the story. It was just beautiful, though. And as shitty as it was to wait for this, and as pissed off as, you saying you're going to make a 5-issue series and then it may take fucking 25 years to do it. It was fun, and I'm glad. And people who read it as a trade, they're going to like it, and it's going to come out. So, whatever. Nick Spencer, you need to get your fucking act together, first of all. Okay? Morning Glories.
I must say at this point, as you're calling out Nick Spencer, he put this book out twice as fast as you originally predicted. I'm pretty certain
This
you were
thing's
guessing
sexy
2
as
years.
fuck.
I think I was when
On the last review,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 years.
I think you could
it
find
only
me on
took
camera.
11 months.
You could get me on camera. I probably did say that because I was so pissed how long that one took. But overall, I'm happy with the series. I mean, it's good. He has a series out called Forgetless, and that's what brought Nick Spencer to my eyes. Jose Melendez, a great guy from IMJ, runs the site with Ian, Inside Man, and he told me about Forgetless a long time ago. It deals with electronica and like partying and all these stories that take place and get together and reality TV on the internet, and it was really cool. And he started this around the same time. And so I'm hoping that the reason it's probably pretty good is the scripts are probably done, and this artist has just been taken forever.
Art is sexy.
Glad to read it though. It's fun.
Kristen Ward.
Yeah, but it is. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I get a beer.
Which one do you want?
That.
This one,
This one is Skyler.
1550 Fizzer.
Yeah.
Hey.
Gotta use what?
You're up.
Oh, shit. What do you want to talk about?
You gonna do Lenore? Let's do Lenore. That's a niche market that a lot of I think
There's really not a lot to say about it, because as we all know,
You say...
There's
tomato,
always a lot
I
to
say
say.
there is not a lot to say about it because I've expressed my love for the series over and over again, and I will do so again. Roman.
Kind of give us a rundown of what happened at least. The Lenore met a fucking raven and then she slit her wrists. I don't know.
Yo, shut
Hawk
up.
said the
Get the fuck
raven.
out. This book is all over the place. First of all, you guys, it's about a dead bug, and they decide to treat the dead bug like a king, and so they just make every effort to make him feel like a king, and then it turns out it's not actually like a bug. It's like I don't even remember like how it was so over the top that I was just reading that so it worked just cheesing out, and I loved it. I can't even begin to describe it. They did a real live impersonation of Lenore, making her all like real and creepy looking. I kind of like the animated version better. There is no explanation for this. Here's Mr. Gosh in the middle, and he has a creepy obsession with Lenore. Buttons for his eyes. The artwork is sick. The writing is fun. The letter at the end from Dirge is so fun.
Dirge, that's the guy who writes it?
Yeah, every time he just writes his letter at the end, and God bless this series, dude, because it's me. It is totally me all over it, and I love it. There's really no rhyme or reason, and that's the beauty of the series. I can read any of these over and over again, and I will laugh.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's fun.
And I like that it's such a different comic that not a lot of people would get into, but like it's so made for you and like your
I
sensibilities.
love that page with the pumpkin balloons.
And then I also love that John is just supporting this independent comic that is just coming out, and just one more person supporting independent comics.
And it's product presentation too. Like these pages are thick.
Yeah.
This isn't that flimsy bullshit.
Yeah, that
the
printing
big
is
two
way
are
different.
doing.
It's not glossy at all.
Yeah.
It's all dull,
It's so
but it works
awesome.
with it. So.
Yeah, no, I really like it. So.
Yeah, made from quality paper, too.
This is getting a 6 out of 6, you guys, because I have a big soft spot in my heart for this, and
Sure.
I'm a mean guy, so.
All right, I'm going to jump into Image series.
All right.
The Legend of Luther Strode. Clone. I don't know. I mean, for you guys that have been watching us a while, talking to you, AJ Jackson.
Ooh.
You know, you guys,
book dude,
comic book dude, Ed,
Sergeant America.
America.
We need to get him on the show, by the way. Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
And Nick Stick, everybody. Thank you guys for still watching. But you guys remember how much we love Luther Strode, and this is the Legend of Luther Strode, and he's powerful, he's crazy. But as I was showing Skylar earlier, I mean, what the strong point of this is just this crazy sensibility of the way they do the storytelling. This particular page is interesting because, so right here, there's a wall that would be here, but it's invisible. You can see the doorway, and you can see the blood splattered on it, but it's invisible. So, I mean, that's a really cool kind of storytelling trick, along with tons of others that they're doing. Skylar's, he looked at it, I was showing him, he said immediately, very manga-esque, and yeah, totally. I mean, their storytelling with the speed lines, the way they're doing, like, the fast, it is very manga, but
it's a step higher. It's so much more I don't know what to say. It's like a level up of art. It's
It is. I mean, it's true art, but I mean, manga can be true art as well. I mean, don't discredit. I mean, they are the master storytellers. They do storytelling much better than we do here, unfortunately.
Well, they do it a lot faster.
Well, and I'm not talking about Bleach and Naturo and whatever Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking, you know,
Dragon
20th
Ball Z
Century
is the
Wars,
only manga.
boys, and
Holy man.
Kamehameha!
I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z the anime.
Are you gonna
so.
animate that?
But yeah, this continues to be really good. I mean, his girlfriend, or his old girlfriend that we thought was really hot
Give yourself that.
and awesome in the first series is even cooler now. The, librarian is gone. There's new people. But I mean, it's just as bloody. It's just as intense. I mean, it's a great series. You guys, you need to be picking this up. Seriously. Another one is Clone, though. This one, this is David Schulner. He's a TV writer, I'm pretty sure. But he's doing this miniseries. I don't know. Maybe it's ongoing. But it's about this guy who has been cloned, and there's been like thousands of his clones. And he realized this through all different ways. And he might actually be the original. He ended up getting a person pregnant, which clones are not supposed to be able to do. And so that's really important. He's trying to save his wife. There's different clones that are trying to help him and different clones that are not trying to help him. But the best part of this is the art.
Are there any clones of clones?
There's tons of clones of clones. They're all clones of clones. At one point, I mean, he just sees hundreds of his own bodies just dead underneath him, like right here. I mean, just clones out of clones out of clones.
Should be the worst feeling ever.
So, like, just a whole... he almost shits his pants when he sees all of himself dead, 100 times over. But, I mean, this is just a really cool sci-fi take. Very serious. You can tell he's probably doing this for TV or wants to get a movie deal out of it or something. But it does make great comics because you chose Juan Jose Rip, and he is so good. He has this way of doing the inking that is just incredible with these different dots. He does so many different dots. It becomes so detailed. He actually talks about his the way that he does the books on this last page, and he shows he's moving into a new studio, but he shows his old studio and tells how he does it and how he strays away from digital. When I look at this, I would assume it's all digital because it's so specific line work that you need to erase a bunch of times and try again. Yeah. He specifically doesn't do any. I mean, he inks at a plate like 3 times the size of this page so that he can get it correct. So when it shrinks down, it looks so detailed like this. That's cool. And I mean, it's insane. I mean, I want to just get to like a page where you can see these faces, and sometimes it can be a little stiff. Because of all the detail, but it is just so good. I mean, just like how he does the faces and the dot line and the line work. There's no lines, it's all dots. It's just so cool. I don't know how you can kind of tell like how he does all the shadows. It's like just all It's just all dots. So I mean, like this guy's face, it's just like all dots, and it does this really.
Yeah, but if you
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, if you pay attention to it, all you see is little dots. But when you look back, it's just like
you can't see it all. It's perfect. Yeah. I mean, you just they look like it's line work, but he was putting specific inking dots with a fucking brush or felt pen, and that's what I just really like about it. Yeah. I've seen him on Avatar stuff before. That's like it's an imprint of comics that. He puts out Fashion Beast, that Alan Moore book that you were reading, and other stuff like Crossed. But it's fun to see him at a book at Image, and hopefully Clone sells well because I think it's good. It's kind of in this book or this kind of new wave of Image comics that is not blowing people out of the water, but it should be good enough to continue. Much better than normal comics from Marvel or DC. This Great Pacific. A couple other ones that are just kind of starting up, and hopefully they stick with it.
Yeah, and I love how they do a little bit of the creation process along with it in the back of the book. That's such a big thing because some readers, you just like to get your story, but a lot of people just want to know the entire process.
I think as you read more comics, you want to know. I mean, exactly. Like there comes a point they're like, how do you do this? Why are they doing this? What is the techniques? And so when they do those little things, like I talked about earlier, Brian K. Vaughan put that panel of how he, his actual script in there. Yeah. That's really interesting to me. I was shocked by that page. It's really fun to read what the artist got. So I mean, I'm picturing the artist, Fiona Staples, getting it and being like. A giant with massive balls holding a bone with a small penis. This is going to be ridiculous. Yeah.
Love it.
But it's kind of like the editor's commentary on a movie or something. You can really get in the mind and find out how things have happened in an art form that you really love. It's great.
Yeah, totally.
You want me to double up a little bit on it? I got 2 quickies.
I want you to.
I got 2 quickies.
Yeah, throw like 3 out. You know,
Three?
take your time.
Because
I only got.
I'm
I
gonna
think
do.
I'm done.
Are you what?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, we got this that we talked about
Okay.
together.
Fuck. All right. Well, I'll triple up then. Save the best for last. Nah.
This time's called JON time.
JON time segment. All right. Well, this is gonna be pretty quick, you guys. We'll call these a hit and miss. This was a hit. Suicide Squad number 16.
Nice.
We got Harley Quinn on Deadshot's nuts. Synopsis of the book. It was still awesome, but that's all I gotta say on it. 4 out of 6. Next, we got X Factor issue number 250. Fun book. Fun title. It's just we got Inferno round number million again, kind of thing. So nothing. It's nothing earth shattering or anything. But I'm still staying with the title. Isn't it always good?
Yeah, I mean, isn't it?
Because it's such a diverse line of characters, and it's fun. And I'm going to ride with this probably till the wheels fall off, I'll be honest with you. And what issue did you have of X Factor?
Yeah,
Let's call this up. I got 250. What do you got?
This is John's been reading since 47.
There you go. Boom.
And not to mention
200 issues.
Like, when I read, I gave up X-Men for a while, and I'll come back to it eventually, but when I do read it, I mean, X Factor, John's right, I mean, that's such a good book. I mean, it's the soap opera book that is just, like, good.
And it always has
Throw
been.
X-Men in the garbage, pick up your X Factor.
Exactly. Last one here that I got you guys is Venom 30, and nothing gets me heated up for an evening of fun more than the symbiote and dollar bills on the cover. So, Colin Bond, I know that you're the writer behind this whole madness thing. I would love to buy you a beer sometime. And hopefully we'll meet you at the con in March.
Is Colin Bunn going to be there?
I think so.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I think so. Don't quote me on that. I was writing down everybody that's going to be there and stuff.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But this,
what
cover
is con,
just...
What con will this be?
We'll be going to FableCon.
Fabletown and Beyond.
Our Fabletown and Beyond.
As long as I don't get thrown out. As long as I don't get my ass thrown out.
Adam Hughes. Shut up, dude. Seriously.
It's going to be the great face.
John thinks
Bill Willingham and Bill Willingham.
Bill Willingham hates me, dude. Yo.
Just because Bill Willingham didn't chat John up as much as he did Tom.
Did you see that though? Were you there?
He gave
me the stank eye.
He gave me
the I haven't had my coffee look.
He gave you your moment.
He hated me.
He gave
Sarah
Tom
noticed it.
Well more than
the intern. She noticed
he deserved, really.
Well, first of all,
I had a dream interaction with Bill Willingham.
I, on the other hand, have read Fables since Fables 1, all his books.
But it's not like I said, hi, I'm a first-time reader. I said, Bill, it's so cool to meet you. Like, I love this book, and he just looks at me like I'm retarded. But you guys, like, I was one of the first people in line to get in the con. I got there before these guys did for the most part, and I marched right up to Bill Willingham, and he did not have his coffee yet. He looked angry. And his wife was just like, dude, I'm so sorry that my husband's being like mean to you, or whatever. So that's why, that's the story, that's why. No, but her look. We have this look. We had a connection.
John is reading into this way too much. Bill never even thought twice about this ever again.
John has what we like to call social paranoia.
But
when it comes to celebrity.
But that was cool, but nothing compared to when I got to talk to Peter Gross. I mean, that was definitely cooler.
Dude, you sat down and you were making like lunch plans with him for the next day.
Can't wait to meet him again.
Good Lord. Get a room.
When he comes back, he's going to be, hey, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
Bill Willingham probably will be too, because what was the book he brought around? Empire Lanes. There's only one guy that ever brings us to a con. Looks like you're my guy. You gotta ask him. You gotta ask him how many people.
I should just not go to this shit.
Brought in Empire Lanes when we go to the Fables Con.
Yeah, dude. Follow me on Instagram, and you can see this awesome picture of me with my awesome unwritten #1 signed by Peter Gross in the background. It's a great picture. Anyway, all right, John.
Back to live action.
I agree that you love Venom. Nice shirt.
I know, right?
Nice motherfucking shirt.
I think it's the rippled out muscles that get you.
It is. It really gets me going, guys.
Vertigo is on the depths of dying. It will die soon.
Which is depressing.
Sockster Country, canceled. Hellblazer, canceled. Punk Rock Jesus,
ending. American Vampire going on hiatus. Sweet Tooth ends. Every series it has is fucking ending besides Fables, Fairest. I think that's it. I don't know.
So
They're gonna have
let's
some,
have a moment of silence.
They're gonna have some one shots coming up and some miniseries, but literally it's gone. Karen Berger, the editor, who's been there since the opening, gone. So yeah, we're gonna have a 10-second moment of silence.
Fuck that. Let's just toast. Fuck that shit. Let's
Vertigo.
toast
to what Vertigo was
Drink
and
to the death.
to hopefully getting back.
And,
Celebration of
can we
life.
toast to me not getting thrown out of the con in March?
And John not getting thrown out from Bill Willingham
Yay.
specifically.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to take back my toast here because that would make for some good video.
It would.
You guys suck.
But it looks like Vertigo is going to move. It would make for some good video. I'll tell you what.
Mean, dude.
Vertigo is moving into this fucking shitty version of themselves, and they're doing movie renditions. They're doing The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Who gives a shit?
Story's been done.
They're doing Django Unchained. Who gives a shit? That's what I said at first. But then, folks, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not buying this. I'm going to go see the movie. I ended up buying it, whatever. Vertigo #1. Because I've just flipped through it quick. I'm pissed off when I get it.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not going to buy this book. This is stupid that they're doing this. Oh, wait, this artwork is familiar. This looks like National Bad Horse. This looks like the crew from Scalped. Oh, the artist from Scalped has completely taken
Sold
the
out.
original script.
Oh.
That Quentin Tarantino writes a letter on the front cover telling him he gave Arm Guerra, the artist from Scalped, the full script, which he had to cut a bunch out for the movie. He said it would be like a 5-hour movie. And he said, I want you to do exactly like this script is. And so this is his rendition of the original script, and it's just worth it because you just get an awesome, crazy Civil War time slave story written and drawn by Arm Guerra from Scalped, which I just miss so much, Scalped not being around. And so, in the end, I liked the issue. John, you read it. What'd you think?
It was so gritty. You know, it's funny, and I think I told you this story, Tom. My parents went with my aunt and uncle in town here to see this movie, and they were just like, my mom was like, she told me, oh, I just wanted to walk out because of all the profanity and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what the hell, you guys? Like, what did you go expecting? Like, I thought it was hilarious. I haven't seen the movie, but I know that is not a movie for mom and dad, at least my mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was just cracking up.
John,
like, and then it made the top 10 movies. And they were just like, oh, how could it make the top 10 movies? So they just went off and off about it. And I just think it's so funny. I have not seen the movie, but, I did read this book, and it is so grimy. And it just gets down. And it's awesome. Like, the character build up to it. You get terms thrown around. You got the N-bomb in there. You got Chinaman. You got this, that, and the next thing. They're
Very
capturing this era, and it's not meant to offend. It's meant to present in an era where these terms unfortunately were present. Do I agree with them? Obviously not. But it is presented in an era, and it's presented well. And just the main characters. The dude doesn't care that Django is black. He doesn't care. It's about two kick-ass guys that are on this mission. And I love it. I love the adventure. I love the draw, that kind of stuff. The saloon. That's such a good word. Why don't we have a fucking saloon in Sioux Falls? Where are we at?
I'd go.
Yeah, right?
Just the saloon.
The saloon.
Skylar on the piano. Voice of a crystal bell.
I play some mean chopsticks.
Oh, God.
But you know what this might mean for us, guys?
Oh,
Django Unchained, it's now a comic book. We've made a vow to watch all
every
comic
single
movies.
one. We
might have to go check this out in the cheap
But that means you have to read this
when it
issue.
hits it.
That's fine. I saw it. I'll see it again. I mean, I loved it. This is
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
This is Inglourious Basterds, except a Western. I mean, this is Quentin Tarantino in his modern, his later movies has been different from his earlier ones, but it's so good. I mean, I love the movie. The way that he can use actors that you just don't think will work and other things it was a great movie. This book was very good, though. It's fun to see those differences between the movie and this.
Yeah.
And what they had to cut out, what they had to shorten. But other than that, yeah. fucking great. I love new comics.
It was
I love
great.
comic books, and I love good movies. So yeah, definitely worth
It was
it.
all around.
So let's make this a thing. We'll go see a movie that's been made into a comic book. We'll see it in the cheap seats. We got a cheap seats
That's the
theater.
deal.
It's
I can live with that.
$4 now. $4 for
$4
a
now?
viewing.
He's
Yeah.
wrong. It's still $3. They
don't.
tried $4,
And
and
it
They bumped back down.
Bumped it back down
Okay,
because it
okay,
was.
okay.
They used to have daycares come in by this fucking shit ton. You know,
Oh yeah, I
bring
used to
30
live
kids
across the street. I walked.
But
over
then
there
was
3
$4
days a week.
apparently got too expensive, so it's back down to $3.
Sure.
So yeah,
Either way, I'm okay with that.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing movies made into comic books.
Yeah, but we'll
Cheap
definitely
seats,
see this
we'll
one
review that
because
for
it
you.
is still fun, and I would love to talk about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, guys, what do you got for us? Anything else? Close us down, John. Oh, well, well, then answer the question. Silence.
Silence of the Lambs.
This actually,
Thank
you
you.
guys, this is not a good note to end on. Dark Avengers 185.
Old
Sergeant-
Thunderbolts.
Sergeant America. Oh, there goes my hat. Sergeant America, I'm right
You're right
with
there,
you on
that's your
this.
hat.
He made a comment on IMJ saying, he's about ready to drop the series. Here we are, you guys, doing more fucking time-traveling, DeLorean, Star Trek bullshit, and you're giving us this dynamic cast of awesome dark heroes.
Don't say Star Trek bullshit ever again because Star Trek is awesome always.
No, I'm just using
Time
it.
travel
I-
bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Star Trek is
Star
awesome.
Trek is
Whatever.
great.
Thank you.
Alternate reality.
Separate those.
Whatever. I like the Borg from Star Trek, that's it.
Only if it's Kirk.
No.
I love
fine,
everything from
whatever.
Star Trek.
No,
Especially
fuck
Kirk and
off with
Spock.
fuck
As
off
long
with
as
your
it's
Picard.
male in
Yeah,
a uniform, I don't
Cars
care.
can go to hell.
Anyways.
Spock.
Dark Avengers 185.
Spock.
You guys, this gets a strong 1 out of 6. This
1
is
out of 6, damn.
A strong one.
a
strong
weak,
one?
the weakest one we
Okay.
can give it.
But yeah, that's his sarcasm coming through,
Yeah,
Skylar.
that's
Maybe I'll teach you about that later.
So I
So-
guess that's like a 3.2%.
So, Mike,
3.2.
Mike, aka Sergeant America, I'm
America.
right with you. I think that it's complete bullshit. This is a horrible way for the Titanic to sink. I really hope that Dark Avengers, the team, actually gets a shot in the regular Marvel U to kick some ass. I really like the characters on there. I'm so tired of being bounced around to all these alternate things because the creative team can't be original. And I don't care. I don't even know. Like, I'm looking at these last names. I don't care. I think it's bullshit. I have Dark Avengers #1 hanging on my wall because I love that issue and I love that team. But I think that this is bullshit, and I'm sorry. I am very experienced in reading all these, and this is crap.
Especially for you being...
Nobody
there's
reads
nobody
more
that loves Dark
Avengers
Avengers than John.
Exactly.
There's-
So this is crap, and I know I'm very upset about it. So,
I agree, man, because what they're doing is...
and you've stopped. You have
Because
stopped
they
picking
took...
it up.
They're
You've
trying to
stopped
be
picking it up.
Thunderbolts, but they're trying to be Dark Avengers. So in turn, they're pissing off the Thunderbolt fans.
Yeah,
Who like
they're
this.
And
pissing
they're
off
pissing
the-
off.
They're pissing off the Dark Avengers fans.
Right.
Because they're
So
gonna
there's
like
no
the
win
Thunderbolts.
here.
Yeah. So I
Fucking
don't know.
Marvel.
I don't.
Everybody loses except for the stockholders.
I don't see it getting better. The only reason I'm still with it is I have every single issue since #1, which I hope to get #1 through 5 signed by Kurt at Fabletown and Beyond.
Nice.
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Kurt Busiek?
Yeah.
Nice.
He was like, I look forward to meeting you. I was like, yay. So I'm gonna order the #1 variant cover. It's like hot pink background or something that's rather odd and get both
Dude,
of
who
them
cares?
signed.
Thunderbolts is so bomb, and Kurt Busiek is such a god for inventing
So
it.
I'm really excited to meet him. If he's like, it's $20 per autograph, I'll be like, sweet, here's 100. Sign
He's
him.
not gonna say that, dude.
Or, I hope not.
He has
you know?
over 100 long boxes. The dude likes
He's a
comics.
warrior.
I have been to one more con than these guys, which makes 2, but I've never seen someone charging for an autograph at a con. You kidding me?
Well, if they're movie actors
Yeah,
or
movie actors and
directors,
stuff they do.
wow. Like the Black Power
yeah, I
Ranger
guess
that
I didn't
met,
bother going.
Walter
go
Jones, the
and
Black Ranger, like he
asking
charged.
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno and all of the Suicide Girls from that.
But all the creators did, and Greg
I
Horn
think
is
it's
super
Suicide
chill.
Girl. Thank you very much. Don't worry, my wife doesn't watch the show.
Put my shades on.
All right, close us
I'm
down,
gonna
John.
distance
What?
myself from that too.
What? Okay. All right. Well, you guys, issue 74 of a comic book look. You guys know the drill. We're still throwing them back. The beers in our mugs, keeping it Midwestern, keeping that nerd swagger on, but we're keeping it cool. So we appreciate. Hold up. We appreciate the viewers. We appreciate every single subscriber that we get. We have gotten so much
Every
awesome feedback.
last
Shout out to everybody that's watching us. We are excited for issue 75. Got tons of awesome things planned for that. And beyond that, Tom, Skylar, and John, you guys know the drill. Keep it Midwest. Keep it 605. Pimping those issues. Comic Book Hugh Hefner, John Demand. And as always, keep it comics.